One community of learners. The world is comprised of people from many different backgrounds, cultures, and lifestyles. However, as we interact with one another, we find we have many similarities with each other. Our differences define our individuality and contribute to a world of learning and excitement. As a society, the more we interact and understand and accept the differences and realize our similarities, the stronger we become as one community.
The film class, for example, she comes home and she talks about her group and how wonderful they are.
The compassion, the just learning how to work with all different types of students, basically. And it's been great for my daughter just to see that these kids coming in, and sometimes she gets to work with them once in a while. And yeah, it's a neat experience for everyone.
Our primary goal as educators is to prepare and guide our students to become as independent as possible and improve society as a whole. We begin being proactive in preschool and continue this guidance throughout our students' education to prepare them for a transition into adult life. All students access information through different learning modalities. Teachers adjust and adapt their instruction to accommodate the strengths and challenges for each student. As a community, we have a responsibility to all students to provide a rich and meaningful school experience. This experience should be conducive to teaching students to support one another and work together throughout their educational experience.
Well, I get kids that come back from drama all excited because they just learned a new, the faces of what's happy, what's sad, and they can do that. And just being able to make connections with their peers or their general ed peers, being able to make friends with them, talk with them. So those are definitely positives. Just being able to see them in the hallway and they say, "Hi, Justin," or "Hi, Brian," is a great thing for them. And they'll talk about that.
We are in a time where resources are limited and change is necessary. We have to rethink how we educate our students and how we support the needs of all our students. All classrooms should mirror the community. To mirror the community and build heterogeneous classrooms, we must also integrate students with special needs in the general education setting.
The children in my class are very patient and open-minded and very tolerant and kind because they've been used to having children of different diverse backgrounds as well as children with special needs coming to our class, and it's always been a very good environment, a very good learning environment for everybody.
Over the years, we have heard many terms used interchangeably to describe what it looks like when a student with disabilities is integrated into the general education setting. Often we interchange mainstreaming, inclusion, and integration. However, integration is the focus of our practice. Integration is providing meaningful opportunities for students with moderate to severe disabilities to participate in the general education setting with their non-disabled peers during the school day.
It really brings out the best in the other kids, and I'm seeing that more as Sean gets older. Now that the other kids are getting older, they really take care of him. And the teachers are good about sitting him next to students who are more nurturing, and there's no shortage of them.
Now we are going to identify some of the key components of integration. When integrating students on the alternate curriculum, it is essential that students become true members of the learning environment. This includes participating in classroom activities, routines, or group work with necessary support in place. Peers know one another by name. Having materials like everyone else. The student follows classroom routines and expectations, or the student performs classroom or group roles on a regular basis, just as any other student.
And there was another occasion we were in Ralph's, like in the grocery store, and I thought, and the little guy, the grown-up, the father said, "Hi, Shy," and I thought, okay, and it caught me off guard again, and I said, I said, "Shy, do you know him?" And obviously sometimes they'll just say yes because yes is yes. And he said yes, and I said, "Oh, does he work at your?" I said, "I'm sorry, excuse me, do you work at my son's school?" Because I had never seen him before. And he said, "Actually, no, my daughter goes to Shy's school, and Shy goes into her classroom sometime." And I automatically knew it was like the mainstreaming because I know he does at least half of his day mainstreaming. And I said, "Oh, really?" And he said, "Yes, and my daughter always speaks very highly of Shy." And I was so proud, and I thought, yes, thank you, Lord.
When integrating students on the alternate curriculum, it is critical that the student participate in standards-based instructional opportunities at an appropriate age grade level, providing necessary curricular adaptations and behavioral supports so that the student can access grade-level core concepts in a simplified way using alternate curriculum standards and IEP goals to measure student progress.
LAUSD has done a fantastic job with the curriculum, developing a curriculum for these guys that's standards-based. We're giving them a breadth of knowledge that and a depth that they need to have and they legally should have.
The teachers collaborate on an ongoing basis to make sure that the kids have access to the curriculum. They plan together as far as the curriculum is concerned, and the parents are a very integral part of the decision-making process, which I think is the key to success, to make sure the parents are involved.
Collaborative planning and monitoring is vital when integrating a student on the alternate curriculum into the general classroom. During the integration experience, the special educator and the general educator will need to collaboratively plan to identify how the student will meaningfully access the core content while producing a simplified work task that addresses IEP goals and alternate curriculum standards. This includes the special educator communicating in writing the strengths and needs of the learner, the special educator developing strategies to modify core concepts so that student can access the information in a simplified way. For example, if you are teaching the students about the solar system in addressing grade-level science standards, the student integrated might access the curriculum by performing the simplified task of counting the planets and identifying the names of each planet. The special educator aligning the students' simplified tasks to IEP goals and alternate curriculum standards. The general educator sharing their knowledge of the content, together integrating the student with the necessary supports and monitoring progress. Integration for a student on the alternate curriculum and his or her peers is important for several reasons.
Hi, I'm Leslie. My monologue is about my favorite Halloween costume. My favorite Halloween costume ever was when I dressed up as Hannah Montana. I chose it because she's popular.
It builds confidence. Students on the alternate curriculum develop a sense of empowerment by simply having the opportunity to be with and learn from age-appropriate peers.
So everybody's confidence level is going up. And just the interactions in general, when I bring my kids into a first grade class and they walk into the room and they're being called out by name, and the ones who can talk are saying, "Hi, everybody." It's becoming more of a less of special needs and more of friendships. And so it's almost that the disability levels are disappearing.
Integration promotes acceptance of differences. Not everyone looks, acts, or learns the same. Acceptance of differences and developing compassion for those that need a little extra help is a key life skill for all students to learn.
To be honest, I thought this would be a little awkward, a little different, but I have an auntie who has a special needs, so I really have a big heart for them. It was pretty cool, I actually like them. They're just like us.
Well, again, my film, because this one time we were doing a music video, and again, that was my first time working with one of the special needs kids, and at first I was a little bit concerned, like, if it's not gonna go the way I wanted it to, but at the end, it came out, like, really nice, and, like, he enjoyed working with us, and yeah, he just enjoyed it, we enjoyed it, and it was a good experience for me and him, because now that he worked with us, he, like, talks to more of the kids in that class now, and so he's not so into, like, his group. I think it's a good experience for us and them. I think it's a good experience for me because I've never worked with them, and I think it actually shows you, like, it makes you work a little bit harder, but I think it's more enjoyable just because, like, they're not so different. Honestly, in my eyes, I don't think they're different. I mean, they just have to work a little bit harder, but we're all the same.
Integration supports increased independence. Peers become the natural support to the student. The student watches the actions of others to understand what to do or how to act, and may not need adult support to complete every task. Lastly, integration fosters meaningful interactions between the student and his or her peers. Students on the alternate curriculum have interests and hobbies similar to others. Integration creates natural opportunities for the student to converse in a meaningful way their thoughts or ideas about a subject.
Because let me ask you a question about your group. How well did you work together?
We were super good.
Super good? Did everybody take part?
Yeah, everybody took part. But I couldn't because I was out there, so I wanted to help. And yeah, most of the girls did good. Y'all did good. Yeah.
Okay, and Ryan and Nicholas, did you guys participate? Yeah? Okay.
One of the best stories I had is the mother came to me at an open house and she had tears in her eyes and she goes, I was at the mall the other day and 3 or 4 girls came up to my daughter and gave him a big hug and said, oh my God, it's so good to see you, you know, it just, and everything, and they had lunch together. And she goes, that's never happened in her life. She's never had the simple friendships. That to me is where the success lies.
Overall, the benefits of integration are simple. We all live and work together in one community in real life. So why not start in school? Students with disabilities and typical peers should have the opportunity to understand one another during the K through 12 experience. For more information, please contact